Morning students. In the previous class we have seen the state variable representation by phase variable method. In this class we are going to see the state variable representation for a linear discrete time system, and in this we are going to see the representation by canonical variable. There are two forms, like a canonical first form and canonical second form. First form of canonical, second form of canonical. So using this we are going to solve some problems under state variable representation. In the previous class we have solved some problems under state model representation by phase variable. So under that we have seen three methods. One is by solving it by differential equation method, solving it by a transfer function approach method, and third one is your direct decomposition method. Now, before getting into the next state of your state model representation, first we should understand the advantages and disadvantages of your phase variable programming. So, phase variable approach is nothing but your direct programming approach. The main advantage of using your phase variable approach is it is easy to implement and it is the most powerful method to obtain the state model. So, using this phase variable, it is easy to have a time domain. It is easy to link the transfer function approach with the time domain analysis, whereas in case of your previous analysis, transfer function approach cannot be linked. Whereas in case of your phase variable method, it is possible for us to link the state variable, link the transfer function approach with the time domain design. Just by inspection, the matrix A, B, C, D can be written. Like as we discussed earlier, in the matrix can be framed like upper half diagonal matrix will be unity and rest all diagonal matrix except the last row will be equal to 0, and the last row will have the negative coefficients of the terms that is available in your differential equation. The main disadvantage of your phase variable method is it is mathematical, and like phase variables are mathematical variable and hence it cannot be used for the measurement point of view. It is the main disadvantage. So to overcome this disadvantage, we are going for the state space representation of your canonical variable. So canonical form, we can call this one as a canonical form or normal form or Foster form. So it is mentioned normally this type of method is usually solved by means of your partial fraction method. When we solve the problem, we'll come to know how exactly we are going to solve it. Now, first problem, obtain the state model in first and second companion form for this given transfer function. So, for this particular transfer function, we need to solve the problem under first companion form and second companion form. Okay. So, first you have to write it in the form of g of s divided by 1 plus or 1 minus g of s into h of s. So, you convert this particular transfer function, that is, it is the given transfer function. You have to convert this transfer function in the form of g of s divided by 1 minus g of s into h of s. So, in this form, we need to convert it. So, when we do so, we are getting s plus 3. In this, we'll take the s cube from the denominator outside to change the transfer function as g of s divided by 1 minus g of s into h of s. So, we will get t of s is equal to 1 by s plus 3 by s square, the whole divided by 1 minus 3 by s minus 3 by s square. So, like this we will be getting the transfer function. Now, for this transfer function, we need to solve the problem under first companion form and second companion form. So, for now we will see the first companion form. So, it is the given, this is your transfer function. So, for this transfer function, we need to solve it by using first companion form. First companion form means here how many, what is the order of the s here? S square. So, we need two integrator. So, here it is just like your signal flow graph. It is not your block diagram. In case of your block diagram, we will be representing with the triangle integrator. Whereas here we are not going to do so. Here we are going to draw it by means of your signal flow graph. Here according to the power of s, that is order of the system, two integrators are going to be there. So, here one integrator and here one integrator. So, the first integrator, that is x2 dot. After integrating, you will get x2. One more integrator is x1 dot. After integrating, you will get x1. So, what is your like here to u of s, it is nothing but y of s divided by u of s. So you need to draw the signal flow graph for this particular transfer function. So from y of s, so from y of s, what it is coming? From y of s 1. So 1, yeah, from x1 dot minus 1 by s. So here 1 by y of s by 1 by s, and one more is 3 divided by s square. It means the 2 integrator. It has to cross through integrator. It is your first integrator and this is your second integrator. So here one more time. So after here one integrator, that is 1 by s. Here we have 1 by s. Okay. It is y of s by u of s. To y of s, what is the term attached? Like 1 by s plus 3 by s square. 1 by s needs only one integrator from y of s. So from y of s is equal to 1 by s, that is it is 1 by s into 1. And what is your second term? 3 by s square. So it is 1 by s into 1 by s is 1 by s square. In this I need to multiply by 3. So I will get output 1 by s plus 3 by s square. And to u of s, it is attached with 1 minus. So u of s is 1. It is the common constant. So we can write as such here. And the other terms are minus 3 by s. It means it will have only one integrator in the feedback part. It is your input. So you will have minus 3 into 1 by s. So it is your 1 by s. 1 by s into minus 3 is 1 by s. Second one is minus 2 into s square. So here we have 1 by s into 1 by s. Along with this, I should connect minus 2 and then multiply it with u of s. This is how you need to draw your signal flow graph. After drawing the signal flow graph, we need to write what is x1 dot, what is x2 dot and what is x3 dot. Later formation of matrix is same. So here what is your x1 dot? x1 dot is equal to x2 because x2 is connected to x1 dot. So x1 dot is equal to x2. What is your x2 dot? x2 dot contains u of s, that is one term coming over here, and one more term is 3 minus 3 into x2. So x2 dot is equal to u of s minus 3x2 minus 2x1 because it is connected to x1. So minus 2x1. What is your output y? Y is equal to x1 dot is equal to x2, right? So I can write it as x1, that is 3x1. Here 3 is coming, here x1 is coming, here 3 is coming. So at this point you will be getting 3x1 plus x2. That is here you have one x2 and here you have one 3. That is connecting from x1. So 3x1 plus x2. So after framing this equation has to be written only from your signal flow graph. After writing this equation, you need to frame the matrix. So we know that x1 dot, x2 dot. What is your x1 dot? It contains coefficient of x1 in x1 dot. This is coefficient of x2 in x1 dot. Same thing, what is your x2 dot? x2 dot is x2 dot is equal to, what is the coefficient of x1? It is minus 2. So we have to write minus 2. And what is the coefficient of x2 in this x2 dot? It is minus 3. So the coefficient of x1 in x2 dot is minus 2 and the coefficient of x2 in x2 dot is minus 3 and the coefficient of E is going to be 1. So we have written your state equation. That is, state equation is nothing but ax of t plus b u of t. After writing the state equation, we need to write the output equation. Here the output equation has both x1 coefficient as well as your x2 coefficient. So your output equation y is equal to, it is the coefficient of x1 in y and this is your coefficient of x2 in y. After writing, you will get the complete state model of your given system by means of first companion form. Next, coming back to your second companion form. So it is your first companion form and after the second companion form you have to draw it. Likewise, here also you should draw the signal flow graph. After drawing the signal flow graph, you need to write the state variables, that is what is your x1 dot, what is your x2 dot, what is your x3 dot and what is your output. later you need to identify your state equation and output equation. So this is how you need to write your state equation and output equation in case of your first companion form. Now coming back to your second companion form. In case of your second companion form, same way here, what is the given transfer function? First we will write what is the transfer function given in the given problem. So what is your transfer function given? So after identifying, it is your transfer function, that is 1 divided by s plus 3 by s square. For this equation, you need to draw the signal flow graph in second companion form as shown here. So it is your second companion form signal flow graph. After drawing this, you have to identify your what is your x1 dot, what is your x2 dot, what is your x1 dot, what is your x2 dot, and what is your output. And later you need to write your state equation matrix and output equation matrix as given over here. Okay, so it is your state equation and output equation. You could compare the answer for the first companion and second companion. So in your first companion, you could see the answers 0, 1, minus 2, 3. So whereas in case of your second companion form, you have got minus 2, minus 3, 0, 1. So whatever coefficient you have in x1 dot and x2 dot, you can obtain over here. Thank you, students.